Hey there, baby smokers chugging. This is Gordy Brisket Barrett coming to you. Well, not live, but on YouTube. Hey guys, I got three things going today, and I feel like I jinxed myself. Amy said I jinxed myself. I came into the kitchen, and she's working in the office, and I said, I can't believe everything. Like, I feel like something's gonna go wrong because everything kind of went easy today. My coal fired up and my smoker came right up to temperature and didn't overshoot and stayed there. I just got a little bit of a slightly dirty smoke going on there, but it's still blue. It's not like that puffy white stuff. I put on a kind of a bigger log than I normally do because I didn't want to split it because I'm in my sneakers. I normally like to wear my steel toe boots when I'm splitting wood. So I'm probably going to have to change my boots. Anyhow, let's take a look inside and see what's going on. Alright people, I don't know how the light is going to be, but right here we got my famous meatloaf, but this is the barbecued version of it. We have some brats that are from Ben's Meat Market in Columbus, New Jersey, the Amish meat market. And this is a set of baby back ribs. Never did baby backs. So, excuse me, a little smoke. So, I peeled the membrane off the back of them, dried them off really good. And I was going to slather them with mustard and do all kinds of fancy crap. And I was just like, I put a little bit of salt on them, let them sit 10 minutes, put on my normal rub, and it stuck pretty good. So, that's all they're getting. I may squirt them down a little bit later. The Mad Scientist Barbecue, he's been using cider vinegar and water, I believe. I don't know what the mix is. I'm going to have to go watch one of his videos to figure out what ratio, but say it's 50-50 or 70-30 or whatever. I may do it a little on the weak side, just to squirt it down, keep it moist while the bark is developing. And I think the little bit of acid that's in there helps retard the browning so you don't get the burnt edges. I know that bases tend to enhance browning, so I gotta believe that acids do the opposite. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Hopefully that's the case. The ends of my last ribs were a little on the burnt side, but I think it was because I was spraying them with fruit juice and there's sugar in there. So there won't be any sugar except for what's in cider vinegar. Anyhow, that's what's going on the top shelf. I've never done baby backs before. The baby back maniac, I was binge watching them yesterday, and I had these in the freezer from last week, so I take them out and I'm going to try baby backs. I've always kind of been a St. Louis guy or a spare rib guy, but I figured I'd give it a shot, see if we like them. And the brats, I know I'm going to like. Everything that comes from Ben's Meat Market is phenomenal. He's Amish and they know what they're doing when it comes to sausage and the butchering game and everything. He's got the best meats around, so I know those are going to be good. The meatloaf is my regular meatloaf that I put in the oven. The only difference this time is that it's going to get smoked. And I gave it a little shake of my my all-purpose pork rub on the top of it, just because I figured it's barbecue. Why not? Shake a little rub on there. Give it a little love. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'll keep you posted. Hey there, baby smokers chugging. Look at that beautifully smoked brat. Glistening with all of its juices. Got a little bit of spicy brown mustard from the Philadelphia Pretzel Company on there. And like a dumbass, I went to the supermarket today. I failed to buy rolls, but I did have some pumpernickel, so I'm going to make the best of it. It looks pretty good. Smokers chugging, baby. I gotta tell you, peoples, I did it right today. I got the smoker running clean. She's been 220, 240 in there all day. I made 3 different kinds of food that are going to be finished at different times, and The first thing to finish with those brats, and I had 2 of them already. Normally by the time the food's ready, I'm starving and it's bedtime. And today, I got a couple of brats in me. So I'm a happy camper. This is the best barbecue day ever. It's like beautiful weather. It's sunny out. I don't know if you can see the blue sky. There's blue sky, a little bit of clouds. Weather's fantastic. The wind kicked up for a little while when I jinxed myself and came back down again. Now it's picking up again, but it hasn't stopped me from smoking. I got the meatloaf still in there. I got the ribs still in there. Been spritzing the ribs with water and cider vinegar mixture that I learned from what's that guy's name? Now I'm blanking. Mad Scientist Barbecue, Jeremy Yoder. And I don't know if I mixed it right or not. I think I probably put in about I don't know, maybe a quarter of it is the vinegar, maybe a third, maybe a list. I don't know, probably more like a quarter. But it looks good and it's not burning. I have it up on the top shelf. My meatloaf's up to about I think it's I can't read it from here. I think it's about 150 degrees. So that's gonna go another, I don't know, 15, maybe 20. And I might put a little ketchup on it because I like to do that, and then let it set and then take them off. There's no chance of drying out those meatloafs. I've never done one not in a bread pan. I've always done them in a glass bread pan, and that's kind of my thing. I cook meatloaf in the oven. In there I use oats. I don't use breadcrumbs. A little half and half, couple eggs. There's about 2.5 pounds of the Meatloaf Meatball mix, which is pre-mixed ground beef, ground pork, and ground veal. There is, what did I say? I said the oatmeal, the half and half, the eggs. There's a small Vidalia onion. There's red bell pepper, organic, both of them. Try to use organic whenever I can, tastes better. There is onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, salt, a little bit of nutmeg, and I put in a pretty healthy amount of Aleppo pepper from Penzeys Spice Company. I like the flavor of Aleppo. It's not too hot, and it's got a different flavor than the crushed red pepper. And it's little smaller pieces, like the pieces are about a quarter of the size of crushed red pepper. So I'm kind of digging it, and I figured I'd give it a shot, see what it's like. There's a buttload of ketchup there already, and I like to put some more on top. And that's kind of my recipe for meatloaf, my basic recipe. I've got several different recipes, but that's my favorite one. That's kind of my go-to, and I always make it in the glass Pyrex bread pans. Today I just freeformed it, I put it on a perforated baking sheet, and I'm smoking it. We'll see how it comes out. I've never smoked a meatloaf. I've seen a bunch of other people do it, and I wanted to give it a try. So we'll see how it comes out. Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on inside. The ribs have been in there for about 2.5 hours, and the brats have been off for a while. Earlier in the video you saw them. Had some stills and a little bit of video, and I've downed 2 of them so far, so I'm feeling pretty good. Just wanted to open her up. Got an internal temperature in the smoke chamber about 229 degrees right now. The meatloaf is rocking about 160, so we're getting pretty close to where she's going to be done. So I just wanted to give you this look-see. There's the meatloaf. I don't know if you can see that real good with the light that I have here. Can't tell from my monitor. And there's the ribs. And I've been spritzing them pretty regularly. We're going to give them a little spritz do right now. I kind of put them in there the wrong way around, so I can't see if I'm getting any pullback on the bones. And I haven't put my finger on them yet to see. Of course, I just spritzed them, so they're going to be wet. But I wanted to, you know, touch my bark and see if See if it's got a, you know, it's set. And if it is, I don't know. Last time I wrapped them in paper, they came out pretty good, but I didn't let them go long enough, I don't think. So like the one end was pretty well cooked. The other end was still a little, I don't know. I hadn't melted the, whatever that stuff is. My stomach is full and I can't think of words right now. Collagen. The collagen in there, the connective tissue, hadn't softened up enough yet on the one end. These, I don't really know anything about BabyBacks. Like I said, I've never done them before, so I'm kind of in uncharted waters here. Hopefully they'll come out pretty good, but I don't know if I'm going to even wrap them. I may just let them go because they're looking pretty nice. I've been spritzing them pretty regularly, and I do think that vinegar stops them from browning too much. The color looks pretty nice. My rub isn't one of those real pretty red rubs like I see.
Disconnected.
Oh, shut up. I see some of them that get real nice, bright red, lovely color on them from the rub. Mine has got kind of like a brownish yellow kind of color. I do put a little turmeric in mine, among other things, and I don't put tons and tons of paprika. I think that's where they get that color from. I don't really know what kind of paprika they use, but whatever kind they're using is different from the kind I'm using, because mine is more dark, more natural looking. I do like the color that they get. I don't know if it makes it taste any better than mine. Damn sure makes them prettier than mine. So at some point I may have to buy some of that. So anyway, I may have to buy some of that that rib rub from, you know, one of the sources online. I know How to Barbecue Right with Malcolm Reed. His is really nice looking. I've seen it in a store though, and I gotta be honest with you people, he uses MSG, and I'm not a fan of MSG. I know people say, oh, it's not unhealthy for you. Maybe so. It doesn't agree with me at all, and there may not be a ton in there, but I'm thinking I can shop around, find some that you know, offers that good color but doesn't have the MSG. If you got any ideas, you know, feel free to leave them in the comments, either on my Facebook page, Smokers Chuggin', or on this YouTube channel down below the video. And sorry that I don't do too much fancy stuff. I got an iPhone, an old iPhone, and I got a old GoPro, and that's pretty much what I'm working with right now. I don't have any fancy lighting, I don't have any fancy sound. I'm editing everything on iMovie on my phone, which fills my phone up pretty fast. So what happens is I end up deleting the videos off of it pretty quick after I post them to YouTube, so I don't really have original copies of any of this stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at right now, and I'll probably do one or two more sections of this video when the stuff comes off the smoker, and maybe some stills of it when it's all ready to serve. But hang in there. Okay peoples, I took my meatloaf out and I put a little ketchup on top, and I spread it around with that silicone brush there to make it look nice. And then, like a dumbass, I put it back in the smoker, and I started fiddling around with the ribs up above it. I turned them around so I can see the end of the bone, and all the little black chunks that were connected to the bottom of the grill, that the grill grate that the ribs are on, started dropping on the beautiful red ketchups, and I have all these little black dots all over the top of my my beautiful meatloaf. Anyway, let's take a look inside with the iPhone instead of with the GoPro, and maybe you get a better idea of what we're looking at. I don't know, the light's still not, oh yeah, much better color. Okay, so the meatloafs have been hit with the ketchup, and you can see, like right there's the black pieces, and got that nice, that mahogany color. Mahogany, that's how we say it in Massachusetts. Mahogany color on the ribs, and they look especially beautiful when you give them a little spritz and you shine them up a little bit. See how pretty that color is? what you can't tell from the video, maybe you can from the sound, is that I just got some smoke in the eyes, and man, they're watering. So right now my alarm's going to go off anytime soon, and probably the Bluetooth speaker will be telling me that I'm disconnected and making all kinds of racket. So anywho, still haven't wrapped them yet. Maybe I got to take a temperature here. Let me pull out the old $10 Walmart instant read thermometer. Turn her on. Turn her on. Come on. Okay, so there she is right there. Let's get a reading in here. Not hardly. So in the thick end, we're still only 170 degrees. In the thin end, get it away from the bone there. Like 155. So we got a ways to go on this. I started having a little trouble with my temperatures, and I had to put a few logs in. My coal bed got a little light. But I did spin it around, and that's what I'm dealing with right now. Again, that color is looking pretty beautiful to me. Like, I'm feeling good about that, and I don't think I'm going to wrap them just yet. And one thing I got to tell you, when I was fiddling around with them, moving them around so that I could see if I got any pullback on the bones, and I got just a little bit, I broke a little hunk off, little thumbnail sized hunk off the back of the skinny end of the ribs. So, you know, I dropped down the meatloaf. I couldn't let that go to waste. So yeah, I tasted it, and damn. So I'm actually looking forward to these ribs. They got a long ways to go, and given that they're only at like 155 to 170, I probably am going to have to wrap these, just because they look really nice right now, and I don't want them to be black when they're done. So I'm probably going to wrap them. I'm probably not going to show that on camera, and then we'll see what they come out like in the end. Okay, peoples, here's the result. You saw the sausages already, so I'm not going to bore you with those. Here's the ribs, that nice mahogany color. This part here, it looks a little dry, but it's because I put a lot of rub on there. But like, I think this is more, this here is a little more, I got crappy lighting in here, reflections and all kinds of crap. Anyway, it's hard to see, but there's a good color along it. It's a little dark, but it's not burnt. I'm cautiously optimistic. Temperature never really got up where it was, but they were on there for like 6.5 hours, and I'm like, they're just gonna dry out if I leave them on any longer. I have no idea even what temperature you're supposed to cook these things to. So that's my BabyBacks. Did not sauce them, did not wrap them, did not slather them with mustard before I put rub on them. All it is I peeled the membrane off, which, let's see how the bottom looks. Bottom looks nice, got nice color. That was down towards the fire the whole day, and the stuff that looks a little burnt on the end of the bones, I think, is the marrow leaking out. But I'm looking forward to these. Amy's got some tots to make and some garlic roasted cauliflower. She's gonna make peas for the kids because they won't eat that. Right now, her daughter is baking something delicious. The whole house smells like cinnamon. It's lovely. Alright, so here's the meatloaf. And probably going to add some still pictures of the cut up pieces. I'm not going to do it on video, but that's what I got. Brats, BabyBacks, and meatloaf. Smoker's chugging, baby.